Now, this will be our final match of the day. I want to thank everybody that has been tuning in for the long haul, and invite you once again to please get involved in the conversation on Twitter, twitter.com/WGLNA. So you can tweet at us. We will be giving away a little bit of gold at the end of the night to either a lucky tweeter. Tweeter? Can I call that?
Twitterer.
Twitterer?
In Dutch. And Twitter. Twitter works.
Twitter works. If you're tweeting, you are a tweeter. Or a lucky Facebook subscriber, Facebook user, Facebook messenger. Head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/WGLNA, and leave us a comment there for your shot at some gold as well. Let's go ahead and jump into the face-off with the Bear Huggers, and with Scurry Hard starting it off with Captain Getty for the Bear Huggers. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Hanging in there, my friend. Now, Getty, it's been a rough start for the Bear Huggers. I got to ask you, what are you guys doing to get back on track?
Well, getting one in the W column would be very helpful. We've been running scrimmages, just doing about as much as we can to try and get some team chemistry going.
You know, I think as easy as it is maybe to be critical of Bear Huggers, we have to also keep in mind that the teams that you have been playing have pretty much literally been in order some of the toughest teams in the group, right? So your hardest matches are probably behind you, and the easier ones are ahead of you. Do you look at Scurry Hard and say, hey, this is a match that we really feel like we can win?
Well, obviously, I mean, we're playing some of the best teams in the country, arguably the world. So we're not taking Scurry Hard lightly by any means. We ran some scrimmages with them, and they did exceptionally well. So we're certainly going to approach this with our best effort.
Excellent. So, Getty, I have to ask you, what words do you have for Squirrelin and for Scurry Hard as you get ready to jump into this match?
Thanks for showing up, guys, and good luck.
You too.
Squirrelin, now I've been looking at you guys and I've been impressed with what I've seen. Are you a dark horse? Are you a favorite to win this group?
I've been in the shadows before, and we are ready to win and go all the way.
So when you look at the rest of your group, looking at the Bear Huggers, looking past the Bear Huggers, is Fulcrum the only real challenge on your horizon, or are there other people out there that you're afraid of?
Fulcrum, I think we're equivalent to Fulcrum. The way we both play, we wait for mistakes to be made, try to find that weakness, and pursue where the weakness is. And next week should be a very tough match against them.
Spoken with a lot of confidence. Squirrelin, what words do you have for the Bear Huggers as you get ready for your match?
Good luck, and let's try not to make this too long tonight.
So, Getty, you are the higher seed. That means you get to call the coin flip.
Heads.
Heads is the call. The coin flip is heads, so you can either choose the map or you can defer.
We'll take Prokhorovka.
Prokhorovka will be the map. Scurry Hard. You can choose the spawn position. Where are you going, Squirrelin?
We will choose the north.
So Proc north for Scurry Hard, south for the Bear Huggers. Gentlemen, good luck. And here we go with Prokhorovka. And our tanks are looking like...
Ooh. You have some engagements in the middle of the map?
Yeah, we've already got some fighting, so let's say to hell with the tanks and let's get into the action as Bear Huggers is immediately taking a strong position here in the middle of the map, and there's the WZ32 out all by himself. That's Blasi, and he was not expecting this level of resistance from the Bear Huggers.
Getting a great scout off, though, already for his team. While if you do take a look at the tanks, we can see that it's pretty even though
Static is coming right on over.
2 T-32s on the side of Scurry Hard, so they need to buy some time to get those in position.
Static, you've got to be so careful. You're pushing into enemy territory. Getty also comes over the ridge and manages to duck behind the hill line there.
Blasi has been taking some serious damage though, Ben. He's on 620 out of 1050 HP.
It's not time to blaze it up yet, Kev, as Blasi is going to retreat across the hill.
Static taking a big shot over there in his WZ-132.
Static gets tagged. Getty as well.
Blasi is such an exciting and fun tanker to follow as well.
I agree. I think he's been one of the really good, consistent
MVPs
performers here in the league. Certainly putting his name in with the rest of top performers like...
Whoa, Frizzled, what are you doing over there? Okay, revealed himself a little bit. Blasi's like, not bad, 3 shots.
None of which able to connect, though, because Frizzle does have the luxury of a train in front of him. Takes a really...
the Doma took a lot of damage in his T69. I'm unaware of when that happened.
I think it was probably the T32s,
yeah.
you know, shooting her across.
One or two shots.
Rylak and Squirrel in here are moving up pretty well. And I have to point this out. Do you guys think that that push was reminiscent of the EC kind of push that we saw?
Yeah, it's sort of shock and all. It's just like get in your face and make something happen.
Yeah.
Although it kind of ran out of steam there when they weren't able to pick off Blasey. Had Blasey gone down, then we're looking at a substantially different situation.
Hugely different, because then you don't have any real active scouts for Scurry Hard. And at that point, that's a Bear Hugger's eventual win at the very least. I mean, they can choose not to push any farther, and they can slow play at the rest of the map, because any movement out of Scurry Hard is going to be so slow out of these T32s. You see Squirrelin taking hits because he's just so big and slow.
A couple more shots are going down. I think we do have a second now that it's slowed down a bit to take a look at the tanks, and we can point out something that is a little interesting. A couple T32s in the mix.
T32s for Scurry Hard even.
And it's all T69s and 1390s and that one WZ32 for the Bear Huggers. So
meanwhile, T69 of Frizzle is taking quite some damage, and we can see that Boggingtov is also taking quite some damage in the past already. And the more those two T32s close in, the better this is starting to look for Scurry Hard. Even though you could say that Blasey is kind of trapped right now, and he's running really low on HP.
Yes, sir. We see Static and Getty going to get some engagement on Blasey, who is once again on the retreat down to just 360 hit points, and he is firing.
Static taking a lot of damage
on the run. Yeah, Static did get lit up a little bit. Actually, Squirrel Tag takes out Colonel Angus just as Son of Hail goes down. So this both Tier 1 scouts getting eliminated. Blasey is no longer really able to be an active...
Whoa, look at this. It's just like a complete fight line of 5 tanks right now. Scurry Hard in the middle, just kind of shooting at every single direction, because there are tanks from the Bear Huggers everywhere. But still, you gotta love those T32s right now, Ben.
Yeah, those T-32s have done a great job of absorbing shots and of being a consistent presence of damage output on the battlefield. Now they're in a great position to go to work on Static and Getty, who are making a very dangerous push. On the other side of the map, we've got Squirrelin and Dodoma in the midst of a firefight with Boggin and
Roy.
Boggin goes down.
And Roy, yeah, Boggin does go down, and Roy's taking, doing a good job of dealing some shots back. That T-32, I think, is bouncing a couple shots. Dodoma and the T69 is going to come up and try to support, and that's what this T69 is for. Roy's got to be clipping.
Yeah, he should have a full ammo right now as well. So Dodoma can release so many shots right now on Roy. I think Roy's in a world of trouble, and Roy will fall. So this is starting to look really good already for Scurry Hard. They're up right now, 1 Tier 8 tank.
Yep, 7-point lead as they did lose one of their Tier 1s. Rylak is about to get flanked by Static, but that's a T-32, man, and he's not going to go down.
Beautiful shot there by
just 1 or 2
Squirrel.
shots. Yep, very, very nicely done there. 32-17, the lead for Scurry Hard, well ahead.
Because he's Static right now, one of the only remaining Tier 8s.
But the Bear Huggers are trying to cap this out. 71%.
Oh, this T-32 is not going to get back in time.
Nope, never mind. Dodoma's all over it.
Static with 1 HP, one of the only remaining tanks still in the game. Talking about having a Guardian Angel. Yes,
sir. And all that remains, Static and Getty. Static, I don't know, he's got a single hit point. Is that what's up?
Yeah.
So, if that's a very special medal if he wins this game. But I don't think it's going to happen, Kev, as he is going to get picked off by Kaneka.
Kaneka's always really solid as well.
Now it's Getty. Gun gets taken out, and down goes Getty there at the end. That's going to do it. Scurry Hard picks up map number 1 in convincing fashion. And right away, we're noticing some interesting choices here from the Bear Huggers. 2 110s making it into the lineup instead of IS-3s, and an ISU 152. So I look at this and I see alpha damage.
That is exactly right. Those two 110s are probably mounting the 122. And if we get a shot on them, I can verify for you guys, it'll be a short-barreled little gun, looking a little bit too short for the 110. The muzzle brake will look pretty much just like the T-32s. And actually, they're mounting 100 millimeters. That is the 100 millimeter you're seeing right there on the screen on the 110s. So they're going to go a little bit more for the DPM instead of alpha for this. And I think what they're going for is with the 110s, you're going to go for a little bit of DPM, and then you have an ISU 152, so you don't really need that 390 roll when you're already going to hit for so much.
I love how we see Scurry Hard heading into the big city immediately, just with all their heavy hitters pretty much, only leaving the T1 Cunninghams behind. I do think if they would somehow push the issue here a little bit, but I think they have a really good shot at dealing some serious damage.
Yeah.
You can see the tank destroyer is sitting at the flag. One of the other heavy tanks is still like looking out on the Delta City. So I really think if Scurry Hard would just move across that courtyard area right now, or that little square, I think they might just be able to steamroll them.
Probably just waiting a little bit for the map to develop and to get some eyes on their opponents, although their T1s aren't doing a whole lot. Maybe Scurry Hard's content to just sit back and D it up a little bit. Ruinberg's a map where, they certainly don't want to attack into the potential for all that alpha, so sit back and wait.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to push into an ISU? Any of you want to?
That's a Velociraptor.
Oh.
How do you get one of those on your tank?
I have no idea, but it looks awesome.
I guess that must be historical because it's on the tanks.
A little bit of movement here out of the Bear Huggers as they are ever so slightly adjusting their position. It's like a hard camp on both sides. Ruinberg is probably the map that's given us our most draws thus far this season. And, well, we're seeing, I guess part of the reason for that in that there are lots of narrow corridors that are hard to aggress and lots of open spaces in which it's very easy to spot and be spotted.
Yeah, and with that kind of just terrain, oh wow, actually I think T1V 1390 Lestat is going to catch out a T1 here.
And it's going to be a unfortunate ending for our T1 player, Son of Hail, who has managed to do about 60 damage to Lestat. Not bad.
That's better than nothing, and he was still alive, but eventually he will get lit up.
Lestat probably was trying to save a shot, and finally he got frustrated and said, you know what, fine. I will just blow you up.
But he might take a shot here as he leaves. He is still lit for a second. Yeah, there's a big hit, and he's tracked in the open.
Oh, that's huge. Lestat is going to be forced to burn his kit and get the hell out of there. Took about...
Who got the big shot up?
That looked like it had to be Rylac. No, it's Rylac. Rylac was the only one I could see with a shot like that. Must have done it. Good shot on him.
Very nicely done. More shots being exchanged here in the city as Bonzoid bounces a shot off of Dodama's turret. And Dodama's just going to back up a little bit and says, I don't really want to try my luck too much there. Worth noting that Scurry Hard's lineup is a little bit more standard. We got 5100s, we got IS3s, and we got a single T69. And of course the T1 Cunninghams rounding out the low tier.
Ooh, T1 static goes down.
Lit up immediately.
Yeah. Unfortunate there as he went around the corner to attempt to spot some tanks.
He did absorb one shot of Connector though, so at least that's one less shot for that AMX 5100, unless it decides to reload, but that also basically tells, alright, we're not going to do anything for a good minute.
Yeah, but Bear Huggers here doesn't look like they're going to try and capitalize on any of that, so they're just going to hang back. They're unfortunate, I'd say, misuse of a T1 right there, not using them appropriately or covering them and taking advantage of any spotting that would happen.
A little bit of movement out of Bear Huggers. Scurry Hard, on the other hand, has not been scurrying at all. They're still pretty much on lockdown around that 3 line. But it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a cap attempt here out of the Bear Huggers. That tank destroyer is going to lead the charge. Wow. Now, Randall, how good is that frontal armor on that tank destroyer, and how likely is it going to be able to bounce any shots?
The ISU 152 has a very, very small spot on the front where you can actually bounce some shells. Otherwise, it's paper armor effectively. So these IS3s, these T69s, they'll pen easily. Now a T1 won't pen so easily, but everyone else, no problems.
Well, that's going to create
interesting movement from the tank destroyer.
Yeah, he's. It looked like he wanted to get aggressive, and now he's repositioning. I guess he just wants to make sure his angles are all good. So we take the assessment of the big picture. We've got 3 tanks on a corner for the Bear Huggers. The other 3 setting up on the back of the cap here.
Squirrel Tag in his T1 is the only one having a good vision on the flag. So if they decide to go for it, Bear Huggers that is, Squirrel Tag will be able to alert his teammates.
Yep.
Which should still be in time.
Which is kind of cool to see right now. Both Dodoma and Rylak were shuffling back and forth a minute ago, just reverse angling, and it's just the silliest thing to watch because all you're doing is watching like two IS-3s just do like just a shuffle in the middle of a field. It's just like
IS-3 dance.
Yes, cute little dance.
There's those two 110s on corner.
I mean, with that tank destroyer out so far in the middle of the map, this is actually going to get really dicey if those IS-3s do find the tanks. We can see Angus gets lit up over there in his 5100. This could be pretty bad without the tank destroyer over there. How can they ever
they're missing a little bit of their firepower. That ISU is getting into position right now. It looks like he wants to take a shot down that corridor. Meanwhile, Dodoma trading shots.
He's lit up now as well. I think Squirrelin found him.
Yep. And actually, he takes a big shot there.
And Blasi got a good shot right now on the ISU as well. It takes massive damage. Blasi with a really good position picks him off immediately. Good shots there by Blasi on that ISU, and I have no idea what the ISU was doing there, man.
Yeah, well, it wasn't getting a whole lot done as Frizzled goes down, and now it's going to give Scurry Hard the confidence they need to get mobile, and Dodoma and Rylak basically leading that charge. The two IS-3s, they've done a great job so far bouncing a few shots, and they are going to continue on that path.
They're up 8 tier points. They just need to hold their position a little bit until they get reinforcements, and we can see actually the reinforcements are coming in by, I believe, Kaneka as well, and Squirrelin.
There's the flank. Colonel Angus is not going to last long under fire from Squirrelin and Kaneka, as you pointed out. And now it's Bonzoid, 1v5. This isn't going to end well for him.
Yep, certainly not with Squirrelin shooting at his back.
As he has no real chance of dealing with any of this. That means the only ones left alive, Lestat and Getty. And, well, looks like one of them is going to initiate cap. Lestat, meanwhile, is going to try and run distraction, but I believe the writing's on the wall for this one, as Scurry Hard once again looks decisive in this second battle against the Bear Huggers.
Lestat just got taken out as well by Squirrelin, and eventually this T1 is going to fall. I don't know, I'm really confused by what I saw this game right now. You see the T1 just gets rammed over there. And that is the last remaining tank for the Bear Huggers. Scurry Hard takes the 2-0 lead. But what was that ISU doing there, Randall?
Yeah, that ISU just got himself way too exposed, and we can probably talk about that when we come back.
Let's roll out, take one more look at the tank selection, where it's looking still a little bit strange, I got to say, for Bear Huggers, who bring two WZ-132s to mines. That's not something that we often see. There is one WZ-132 on the side of the Scurry Hard squad, and a couple of T-32s, and a couple of 5100s. Now, I like the T-32. We don't see it that often, but this is one of the best maps for it. Why is that, Randall?
That is because it is such a hilly map. And with two T-32s, you have just the right amount of space, I think, to hold down behind your battle buddy, which is another T-32, of course, and still be in hold down. One T-32, for example, Rylak, will be able to get in a nice hold down on the approach to the hill. And behind him, there's not exactly the greatest position. It's still slightly imperfect. It'll be a little exposed, but Dodoma could take cover, or Rylak behind Dodoma, making this kind of just incredibly strong position where T-32s can just be the fulcrum around which the rest of the team can just push or maneuver.
Now, it looks like Bear Huggers wants to be the more mobile team this time, as they are pushing towards the center of the map. They've gotten a couple good spots off. They know that those T-32s are there in the center. Son of Hail is on a little mountain climbing expedition. I don't think he's going to go much further than that, as that T1 is not outfitted for off-roading.
Vogging gets lit up over there in his T69. And the same time, Static revealing himself as well. Rylak and Dodoma are there in the T-32s. They're going to have to be really careful, man.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous spot, because we have to remember they're not only out.
Oh, actually, jump onto my camera real quick. We're actually going to see Blasi get pushed up onto the hill here by Squirrelin and NECA. This is a very cool thing.
Really cute, cool little play there, getting giving a little bit of high ground to Blasi. And the thing I wanted to point out here about Bear Huggers is they have the lighter lineup. They have fewer hit points, and frankly, they're a little bit outgunned here as well. The T-32s with a solid amount of firepower and a great hit point pool and great armor. And, of course, the T-69s and the 5100s rounding out, well, there are no T-69s, but the 5100s representing a ton of firepower as Blasi takes a big shot.
Yeah, from Big Daddy over there.
Yep. And that kind of blows the cover that he would have had, because up until that point, Bear Huggers did not believe that there was anyone on the hill. I believe they'd scouted it before, and they saw no one make the approach up there. So if Blasi had been able to just kind of hide up there for a little while, they could have really capitalized on that, especially paired with a T-32 5100 push right down the middle.
Well,
that would have just been great.
He's still able to do some great spotting up on that high ground, and it's gonna make Bearhuggers call into question their ability to actually maintain that position, as we can see them already disengaging a little bit. Scurry Hard has split up some, as we got two of their Tier 8s, the AMX 5100s, going around the eastern side of the hill, where they have spotted a lot of little light tanks is buzzing around. And, you know, 2v4, in spite of the great firepower of the 5100s, is still not a matchup that you want to go jumping into. As we see Bearhuggers forces consolidating here on the southern part of the hill.
They are sensing that kind of push incoming, and they're doing a very good job right here of getting prepped for it. If Scurry Hard were to push into this position right now that I believe Bearhuggers is in, I don't know if it would be all that successful. At this point, Bearhuggers is doing a very good job of getting prepped, and it does look like that the Scurry Hard wants to push this. Dodoma is inching up a little more every single time he goes up, and Rylak is he's doing a good job of not overexposing himself, but I feel like they want to move.
The entire team from the Bearhuggers is there, though.
Yeah, and they're all looking at Blasi. I love the job that Blasi is doing, both of spotting and of occupying the attention of the Bearhuggers, and this is going to prompt a push. Rylak's going to come forward, and he's going to take a big shot on Big Daddy. Only about 250 damage dealt, but that does soften him up substantially. And Big Daddy also shoots and misses on the return fire. Finally, Rylak takes a little bit of damage. Whoa, a lot of damage as he drops down to 850 hit points. 3 or 4 shots connecting at once there. Blasi on the high ground trying to bide his time and take the good shots, but Getty is going to come up. Getty's going to take some hits, a lot of hits. And Blasi versus Getty going to have a little bit of a 1v1 unfolding. Getty down to just 300 hit points. Bearhuggers committing to the hill, but taking so much damage in the transition. Down goes Getty. Squirrelin also picks off Static there, as Scurry Hard has just outdone themselves yet again. Better positioning. Bearhuggers takes the risky move to push the hill, and it does not pay off.
Those 5100s did so much damage. I actually believe that Neka did a full shot on Squirrelin while he just moved in front of his turret. That was kind of ironic. But other than that, that still worked out very, very well for Scurry Hard once more. Just excellent positioning, and they put out so much fire with those 5100s.
There's really no better feeling in the world than emptying a full 5100 clip and connecting every single time. As we
even if it's on your teammate, guys. It still feels great.
Especially if it's on your battle buddy. As only Frizzled and Boggin remaining right now for the Bearhuggers, whereas we've got 4 Tier 8s still alive for Scurry Hard. It looks like the writing is once again on the wall. Frizzled taking a few shots from one of those T1 Cunninghams. As he's gonna.
It looks like Frizzled and Boggin are going to try and take the hill here. And
actually gets taken
Rylak
out.
does get picked off. Son of Hail gets picked off as well. So now we've got a 2v3, which is a little bit interesting. Bearhuggers is going to try to make something happen here at the end of it.
I'm afraid the Bearhuggers is just so low on HP, though. That's the biggest news. Knekka is still full on HP.
Yeah.
Squirrelin is half health, but still.
And the delay here from Bearhuggers to push onto this hill and take out Squirrelin is probably going to end them, because Frizzled and Boggin are not far enough, and Sneck is coming up in the rear.
Squirrelin does get taken up, but there's still 4 minutes
Frizzled's
remaining.
still alive. Knekka, is he going to be able to connect with anybody? And
sets him on fire.
Sets him on fire and gets the kill, and only 32 hit points remain for the Bearhuggers against 2 full health Tier 8 heavies.
Well, Frizzled, if you ever want to become a World of Tanks legend, this is the moment.
Even taking a little bit more damage as he came down that hill, almost killed himself.
Ooh. Dodoma's going to turn around, and he's going to get prepped for the moves that we see out of our 1390 hero. I don't think he can escape from this, guys.
Can he be a 20 health hero? Now, in a 1v1, there's a chance he can run circles around that 232. If he's clipped, nope, no chance. Down he goes. And Scurry Hard's going to close out with a 3-0 victory over the Bearhuggers.
Looking more and more solid with each passing game day as well.
A team that took a map off of Fulcrum. Scurry Hard takes him out 3-0. So continuing to look very impressive. They're now the 3rd team in the WGL to win 4 straight.
And they said, let's not make it too long tonight. Well, it wasn't definitely very long.
They made quick and short work of the Bearhuggers. Very nicely done by those guys. We're going to kick it into one more short break. When we get back, we're going to be wrapping up the show, giving away some gold. Don't go anywhere, guys. The WGL North America. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the desk of the Wargaming.net League North America World of Tanks competition. We are in week 2 of play, and we're just wrapping up our second day of week 2, I should say. And it was a great day, man. We had some fantastic games, certainly at the top of it, well, all throughout the show. I think strategies are already developing that are so much more exciting than what we were seeing in week 1.
We see really different stuff as well than we saw in the qualifier, even from teams that we followed in the qualifier and now playing in the regular season. They are switching it up a lot as well.
Yeah, it's been a real blast. So one thing we like to do at the end of every broadcast is give away a little bit of gold on Twitter or on Facebook. And today I think it's going to be Twitter. So here's a look at today's lucky winner at WGLNA. Good matches tonight. Enjoyable to watch. I've definitely gained a new respect for epic tank battles. Shout out to Ryan Henderson at UGI? Whatever. We're going to send him 2,000 gold and 7 days of premium. Look for that in your Twitter direct message inbox. And thank you so much for tuning in, Ryan Henderson. So we're through the day. We've got a couple of teams that have more or less punched their tickets, right? 3 teams that are 4-0. If they get one more win, they're definitely in there. Yep. If they lose the rest of the games this season, there's still a good chance that they're in there. So we really have to start looking forward to Las Vegas and just talking about how incredibly awesome it's going to be. I've been to a couple of wargaming parties in my life, and these guys throw a hell of a party. We got to hang out with him at E3. It was a blast.
You left kind of early though, like a little girl.
Well, you know, I had to work the next day, Kev.
I'm kidding, Ben. I'm kidding.
I can't party as hard as guys like Rookhill, who was just working it on the dance floor. You guys are going to probably get a little glance of that here in a second. That E3 party was a blast, and we promise to repeat and have just as much fun in Las Vegas. Because, you know.
Do you think they're going to bring out another tank, Ben? That's what I wonder about.
I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm hoping we get to see some.
Tanks and Russian girls is a dangerous combination.
Fires the cannon. Man, what a great party that was. So. Be sure to make it out to Treasure Island in Las Vegas, August 17th and 18th. We'll be there. We hope you'll be there too. You know,
you were going somewhere with this, man.
I was going into today's winners because it's a good idea to give some more love to the teams. Turtle Police 3-1 over Refuse to Die. I think this is the best showing Turtle Police has given us yet.
Yeah, they finally look like the team that deserved one of those top 4, top 5 invites, whatever it was. That's a highlight.
It is. Nerve continues to look fantastic, dropping a single map to Mop 4, their first map loss of the night, but they are undefeated, still in the league. Simp 3-1 over Simplistic, the second team to punch their 4-0 ticket.
Shout out to Mac G.
Shout out to Mac G and the Mac Attack. It's still working for him. Simple Tankers 3-1 over Cazadores. They're getting close.
And they looked good as
well.
Getting
close. Scurry Hard managed to take out Bear Huggers in convincing fashion, the third team to join the 4-0 club. And I cannot wait for Scurry Hard versus Fulcrum, which is going to be a really fun match. Tomorrow's matches looking like this. Bear Huggers versus Cazadores to kick it off. Fulcrum versus Refuse to Die. We'll see if Fulcrum can also join the 4-0 club. Wreak Havoc versus EC.
Big game for EC as well.
A huge and important game for EC as they need to get back on track with the winning Strike versus Cunningham's and Turtle Police versus Scurry Hard.
Didn't you just say today that that Turtle Police had some of their roughest opponents behind them already, man?
And now they hit Scurry Hard.
And then tomorrow they have to go up against
I think
one
that's,
of the other teams.
you know, I do think that's their only remaining huge challenge. There's really not a single easy game.
You're like one of those guys who says that to every team. He's like, hey man, you had a couple of the best teams behind you already. Now you're just gonna get the easy opponent. And then like the next team you interview is one of those guys.
By the way,
like, hey, you had a couple of rough games, but the next is gonna be easy. And then the team captain from the previous game, he's like, hey, that's us.
Well, you know, what can I say? Quick look at the betting leaderboard. Savage E rocking the top of it with Heavy 20 and Fosta Kid, who has been consistent at the top of the list. He had a good day. Yeah. He's up to 900 points. We're giving away tanks to all the people that are betting well. So we also have to reward our tank winners from last week. Those will be going out at the end of this week as well. Other than that, folks, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the broadcast, and please continue to get involved in the conversations on Twitter, twitter.com/WGLNA, twitter.com/Facebook. And perhaps most importantly of all, big shout out to our sponsors, Logitech, Kingston, Alienware, Azo. Azo monitors available for you today over at Amazon.com at a special discount.
And of course, make sure to like the channel as well on Twitch, twitch.tv/WGLNA. Very important, so you get a little notification whenever we do go live. So in case you ever forget about us,
Yep.
you know
can
we're there.
Tune in. You can cast your bets. You can watch some tanks, and you know, you can have a great time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We're done for the night. We'll see you next time.
Peace.